Hey guys, what's up? PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's do analysis on Bitcoin today. And like I said in the previous videos, there's two things that we needed to see in order to confirm that the low is in on Bitcoin. Number one being a move above this trendline resistance, and then finally a move above the 200-day moving average at around 89,500. So far, we've had about 8 to 9 daily closures above the 200-day moving average, so there's no doubt that we're currently within an uptrend. Moreover, we are starting to see an impulsive move form over here, right? This is your wave 1, your wave 2, and now we're currently within our wave 3 to the upside. Now, the next point of interest on Bitcoin would be sitting at the 70.2% fib, measured from the high back here in January down to the low in April. Okay, so we're just under this 618. Let's actually take a look at this on the logarithmic scale. And you can see that we were finding some resistance at the 618. We're now above it, so it looks like we're going to be headed to 97,600 to 100,780, which would be the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. Coming down here on the 4-hour time frame, just zooming in a little bit more, what do we see over here? We see a higher low. Okay, this is your higher low, and then when you pull out the RSI, we see a lower low. So this is hidden bullish divergence. Okay, we have a lower low but a higher low on the price, which would allow the RSI more room to the upside. Okay, so even though we created a higher low, the RSI went down to extremes, which would allow leeway for this RSI to expand back up to the highs, which would translate to higher prices. Okay, so now I do think that Bitcoin goes ahead and reaches for these highs here at 95,589 towards the 702 and the 786 that I previously outlined. Now, I also wanted to show you guys, I was showing you guys this at the beginning of the month. What we have over here is 3 floors of price action, right? This is your first floor, and you can know that it's valid because with every sweep of the adjacent low, we have a significant incline in price. So this is your first floor, this is your second floor, and then this is your third floor of price action right over here, right? And you can see that every time we sweep the low, we have a significant rise. Okay? And this is no different than what ETH was doing back in 2023 before it went on its huge run. Like going to ETH back in 2023, we can see that ETH did the exact same bottoming structure, right? Let's remove all of this stuff on the chart just so you guys can see more clearly, right? You have your first floor, then you have your second floor, and then finally your third floor right over here. We get above trendline resistance, or psychological resistance, you could say, and then we also get above the 200-day moving average. So that would be getting above the 200-day moving average would be extra confirmation that this structure over here was the bottom. And you can see how high ETH went up after that. It went on a tear, right? So I think that Bitcoin is doing the exact same thing, and we should see a little bit north of 110 to 115,000. The reason I say that is because when we take a fib back in January, when we take a fib from the high down to the low, and you want to take a look at the most conservative targets. Let me see here. So you'd want to be taking a look at the 1.236 and 1.382 extension on the linear scale. 1.236 and the 1.382. Okay, so that's sitting at around 117 to 122,000. I do think price rallies up to that level. And then what we can also do is take a look at this on the 3-day time frame. And we can see that we are missing a wave 5 of 5, right? This is your 5 waves up for your wave 1 from 2022 up to 2023. We then have 150 days of reaccumulation, Wyckoff reaccumulation, before we go in for an explosive wave 3 to the upside. This is actually right over here was when the Bitcoin ETF came out, I believe. And we had an ABC down, and then we had continuation higher. And then this 6 to 7 month long range was just our wave 4. Now we're within wave 5 of 5. If we zoom in just a little bit more, we can clearly see only 4 waves have been set. So within every wave, you're going to have 5 waves. So in this wave 1, these are your 5 waves right here. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you have an ABC down, and then you have another 5 waves. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. W, X, Y for your wave 4. And then this wave 5, we only see 4 waves. Wave 1, 2, 3. Then we have a ABC down for your wave 4. And now we're finally coming up for your wave 5. Okay? Let's take a look at some higher values here, because there is a possibility we go higher than 122,000. So we'll take a look at the 1.618, and we'll also take a look at the 1.786. Okay, so that would be sitting at around 130 to 136,000. So I do think that Bitcoin reaches up for those highs again and goes north of $100,000. We can also use our trend-based fib to measure your 5th wave by taking a fib from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of wave 3 and down to the bottom of our wave 4. And we can see that the 61.8% fib is right at that 1.618 when we use our regular fib. So lots of confluence around 130,000. Now, there's a third way to find the top target, and that would simply be just taking a fib from the top of the last bull market in 2021 down to the low. And what we're going to do is see if we have any confluence with the targets here. So let's see here. We'll take a look at the 2.618. .236 and 2.382. Let's also not forget the 200% fib as well. Okay, this is your 200% fib. So it's around the same level, right? So around this region, 130 to 110,000. 110 to 130,000. Okay, so this level right here. So once we get into that red region, you would want to watch Bitcoin, see how it acts. And it's likely that we're going to come up to these higher retracements over here, like this, and then consolidate a bit. And during this consolidation, that's likely when we'll see alts blast off. We're going to see alts take off with Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin consolidates here, or if it does consolidate, that's when we'll see a lot of money shifting into the altcoins, which would propel the altcoin market further, right? And it would kind of even, if we had this consolidation over here like I showed, it would kind of be an inverted head and shoulders pattern like this, and then this would be your neckline, and then you have continuation like that into July, August, September. So I'm thinking that the top will be around summer, July, August, September, October, those are the months that we want to watch very closely. But yeah, this is Bitcoin here. Nothing to worry about as we are above the 200-day. And then this is your A, B, C down, right? 3 down in your A, 3 up in your B, and then a 5-wave move to the downside within your C wave. Right? This would be your cycle 3, your cycle wave 4, and then your cycle wave 5 here. And then we start the bear market. So yeah, Bitcoin looks pretty good. I do expect a move to 98,000 to 101,000 at the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. Do not forget about this hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. Don't forget about it, guys. Let's check it out. Okay. So yeah, this was just a very quick video on what I expect with Bitcoin going forward. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one. And before I go, I also wanted to point out that we're above this momentum indicator on the 4-hour time frame. This momentum indicator works very well in the crypto market. I usually use it on the 4-hour, daily, 3-day, and weekly, and we're currently above it on the 4-hour. I really like how we back tested it 3 times with a few doji candles right here. These dojis, you see how we back tested it, and now we're seeing continuation higher. So it's likely in New York session we should reach for these highs at 95,833, and we are also above our Keltner channel as well. Okay, we're above the middle band of the Keltner channel on the 4-hour, and then on the daily time frame, where we've already gone into the parabolic phase, and that was marked by a push above this upper band of the Keltner channel. So once we got this push above the Keltner channel, I was telling you guys in the stream that it's likely we're going into the parabolic phase. Once you see a daily push above this indicator, above this momentum indicator, and then you see a push above the upper band of the Keltner channel, it likely means we're going to have continuation higher. So we'll see it. We'll see how this plays out. We'll continue to monitor throughout New York session into Asian session, and I'll keep you guys updated. But so far, I do expect a push to 95,833. In the case we get a flush, we would be taking a look at these support targets over here, and we would be taking a fib from the low of this consolidation right over here, this consolidation, the low of that consolidation, up to these highs. So if we did see a flush, it would likely just come down to these retracements over here before having continuation higher. But does look like we are within a wave 3 to the upside, so nothing to worry about. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.